Hi everybody, it's Cindy the Scrapologist. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. I'm super excited to finally be able to get the Garden Journal Deluxe Junk Journal Kit out to you all. And I now have all of the products from Canvas Corp that I had ordered. I was only able to show you pictures last time. So now I have the real goods and I'm going to show you everything that is in this kit. So I've already shown a lot of this. It comes with a digital kit that is a lot of glare on there. I put shiny Mod Podge on this for some reason. I didn't mean to. I meant to put the matte part on it. But anyway, this is the cover. Illustrated handbook for the farm and garden. And it's from, where's the date? Oh, there she is, 1883. So it is a photoshopped version of an actual seed catalog from 1883. On this one, I put it on a file folder, and I plan on making a little garden journal. Oh, I know why I put the Mod Podge on it, because I wanted to have one that was kind of soft and that I could stick in my pocket or take outside with me and make little notes in my garden. So I just did this one on a file folder. And then it's got all of the pages that I've already shown, a ton of pages that you can use on the inside of the journal, as well as tags and some file folders. So you get the digital kit. I'll go over this little pack in a while. You get a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, and everything is garden themed. Now, it's December. It may not seem like the time of year to make a garden journal. I personally like to do summer themed things in the winter. I don't want to just stick with winter topics. It reminds me of I can prepare for my garden for next year and print off any photographs that I did of my garden, start collecting my seed catalogs, and I'll tear out things that I want to grow in the garden. So it gives me just a nice sense of peace to being in the freezing cold winters of Maine to be thinking about these things. So absolutely you can do a garden journal in December, or make it now so that it's ready to go in the spring when it's time to plant your garden. So anyway, just some miscellaneous things, some doilies everybody will get. An actual vintage ad from the 1800s. Forget the date on this, but it's 1800s, and it's from a magazine called Successful Farming. Everybody will get an ad. And a few pages from a farmer's almanac from the early 1900s. This one is from 1922. And you'll get several pages that you can use, cut apart or stick them in right like this, whatever you would like to do with it. I like to always include vintage items in all of my kits. You'll get a pretty paper napkin, a piece of eco print paper. Everyone will look different. This one has some leaves on it. A page from a vintage Audubon. Why is this so glaring today? My goodness. Let's see. There we go. A page from a vintage Audubon book. And then the items from Canvas Corp in addition to this little small pack. You know how much I love these Architectures rub-ons. This particular one is from Seven Gypsies, and it is called Grow. I was looking for it because the cover is so fantastic. You can cut apart these and use them as journal cards too. The covers are totally usable. I'm not going to pull this one apart because this is on its way to somebody, but basically it's a piece of parchment paper. If you didn't see my last kit, it's a piece of parchment paper that is huge. It doesn't all fit on the screen here. And you take your little popsicle stick or whatever you want, and you can rub these on any surface. They look gorgeous on coffee stained paper. You can even do them on glass, on wood. On I did some on canvas. Do I have that handy? No, I don't have it handy. But anyway, um, yeah, there you can put them on anything, and I rave about them, and I have a ton of these in my studio. So it's a collection of vintage art that is primarily grow themed. So I thought it fit perfectly with this garden journal themed kit. And again, look at the cover. So you've got all these sentiments that you can cut out and use as well. So just in this little pack alone, you're getting enough for just multiple journals. Then the fun part, the mix and match pad that Canvas Corp put together for me called the watering can. It's a bunch of specialty papers and fabrics that they put together and then they actually sew it. It's so nicely presented. They actually sew it into a kit. I'm not going to pull it apart. I'm going to try to be gentle with it. This is going to a new home. But I do want to finally be able to show you what is in it instead of just showing you a picture. So the first thing you get is this fabulous piece of canvas that has a variety. Everything is garden themed again. And you totally, what I did in the last kit is I used this for my cover. I have one over here. Let's see. This is actually a piece of canvas that I got from Canvas Corp, and I covered a journal album with it. And what I did was I took heat and bond and adhered it to chipboard, and it makes a beautiful journal cover. So you could do something like that with this if you wanted. So you've got the canvas, then you have a piece of ivory paper that has a variety of cut aparts. It has things that you could use as journaling cards, titles, fairies gather here, enjoy a little garden therapy. It has a bunch of little tags that you could use. Just everything on here I love. This says bees please, find your happy place. And then there's some scrapbook papers that are included that are really nice and summery. And these are really nice thick scrapbook papers. There's two that are different colors, and then this one has a variety of sentiments on it. Gardens are where heaven has touched the earth. And please don't stomp here. These are seeds and they are trying. Just some wonderful sentiments on here. Oh, here's one that I'm going to be cutting out. I do not remember planting that. I have a 150-year-old house and I'm finding stuff there used to be a greenhouse right behind our house. They picked up the whole building and moved it a few houses down. But I'm always finding really cool stuff that you don't normally find in the wild, and half the time I don't know what it is. So that one's for me right there. And just a plain piece of black, but again nice and thick. So this would make very nice tags if you wanted, or library pockets. Love this one. It has watering cans and a bicycle with a basket of flowers and some little bees here and there. And just nice simple colors to go with some of the bright colors that are also in the kit. So you're not all just black and white and not all bright. It's just a nice variety. I love the ivory color that Canvas Corp offers. Here's another ivory page with a bunch of images that could be cut out, or you could just use this as is. I love owls. He's a beautiful owl there. And then you have a piece of craft paper with a bunch of little garden insects on it. Except for the nasty little mouse. We don't want them in the garden, but everything else we love in the garden. And here's another piece of craft paper with some garden implements. Let's see if I can. Isn't it beautiful? Again, you can cut these all out. You can fussy cut them out, or you can use the paper just as it is. And this would make a beautiful cover too. It's nice and thick. And then here's kind of a reverse piece of craft paper. So it's a black piece of paper and the images are in the craft color. Another piece of colorful summery scrapbook paper. And then we have some really fun stuff. Here is a green piece of canvas. Isn't that cool? And you could totally just take this and take a book. Doesn't even have to be vintage. Take this and take your Mod Podge and glue this onto a book, and you've got your garden journal cover. That's one way to use this canvas. And then here's a nice piece of corrugated cardboard that's fun to use, especially if you kind of tear it up and have the edges be all jagged, and stick it in your, I like to make pockets out of this corrugated cardboard. And then we've got a red piece of canvas. Really vibrant and pretty. And then the back cover is a regular plain piece of craft paper that you can use as well. It's sewed on. I like to use this craft paper for tags. So this is the mix and match pad that is being used for this deluxe kit, and I am just so happy with it and I love it. So then lastly, get this out of the way. Then we have the pack of little goodies. The first thing I'm going to provide you with is a little bead that's got holes on either end, so you could make a scrapbook charm or a dangle out of this and hang this off of the side of your album. Maybe add some more beads at the bottom. And you're going to get, I sell this butterfly garland in my shop in long strings of 10, and I cut apart 3 for you, and you're each going to get 3. And it's 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional, I guess would be the word for it. So the back is embossed, and then the front is a vintage book page that has been stamped. You can use it like this, or you can cut them apart and use them individually and put them on your pages. So you're going to get some garland. Here are 2 brads that are flowers. A piece of trim of, everybody's going to get a different color. Some vintage playing cards. 2 pages, undercut pages from a vintage flowers book. So we have a beautiful art image here on one side and then a description of the flower on the other, and they're double-sided so you can choose which ones you want to use. Again, these are vintage as well. And then you're going to get a variety of little tags. Everybody will get 5. These are from Canvas Corp and they match the watering can kit that I had put together. And they have, you can't see, but there we go. They have the holes punched out in the top, so you can put some string through there. Everybody's not going to get these particular 5 images. There are, I think, 10 different ones in the pack, so they'll be similar though. Get those, and then a larger one with the name of an herb on it, and there are places for the brads on either side. So how pretty would these look if you put the brads on either side and then put this at the top of the page? It would look beautiful. Then everybody's going to get 2 flower buttons. And lastly, a vintage bridge card. Everybody's just going to be different. This is a, a bridge score card. But they're all flower themed, and many of them have thread on them. So this is what's in the small pack, and then you've got this miscellaneous stuff, and this, and the digital kit. So you get a ton of stuff. So I'm happy to say that these are going to start shipping out today. And thank you so much for placing your order. Thank you for your patience while I waited for the mix and match pad to be put together and sewn. I think you're really going to love this. This kit, by the way, may look overwhelming for somebody just starting out, but in my mind, it's the perfect kit for a beginner or an expert junk journal maker because you have everything here to make several journals. And you really can't go wrong. If you want to just start by making this and slowly, because there's enough pages inside here to make an actual kit, and then start slowly adding some of these other things, that would be a good way to start. So great. I think that's all I have to say at this point. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll get these out today. Bye.